The night rounds. The hospital hummed its low, eternal lullaby, machines beeping, air vents sighing, distant footsteps echoing like fading heartbeats. Dr. Elena Voss sat in the dim glow of her office, coat unbuttoned, stethoscope limp around her neck, a paper cup of lukewarm coffee cradled between trembling hands. The clock read 3:03 a.m., the hour when hope sleeps and silence grows teeth. "You look tired, Elena." She didn't flinch. She never did anymore. "You're late," she replied without looking up. Death stepped from the shadowed corner like smoke taking form. He wore no cloak, bore no scythe, just a charcoal-gray suit, crisp and still as a pressed memory. His eyes were black, but not empty. They shimmered faintly like light behind a closed door. "I had business upstairs," he said, nodding toward the pediatric wing. "You kept me waiting." "I always do." A faint smile touched the corners of his mouth. "True, you've become very good at it." She looked at him now, her face hollowed by sleeplessness and time. "You remember the Miller boy, the one with the failing heart?" "I remember all of them. He had 3 days, maybe 4. He lived another 2 years." Death nodded, not displeased. "You fought well that time." "I always fight," Death tilted his head, "but not always to win." The silence returned, thick as gauze. Elena sipped her coffee. "Do you ever wonder what it would be like to lose completely?" "I have, every time I watch you work." She laughed, just once, a sharp, tired sound. "You're poetic tonight." "I get sentimental, with old adversaries." They sat in the hush of unspoken names, patients who had passed, those who had lived, the ones who still clung to the cliff's edge with nothing but her hands between them and the fall. "Remember the bus crash," she said. 16 surgeries in a single night." "You saved 10, he replied. "I took 6. It was close." "I broke my hand that night," she said, flexing the stiff fingers. "Didn't stop." "I know." They looked at each other like veterans sharing a scar. There was no malice in his gaze, only understanding and something eerily close to reverence. "I'm tired, you know," she whispered. "I know. I don't want to stop, but I'm not sure how much I have left." Death stood, smooth as breath leaving lungs. "Then rest. Just for tonight, I'll wait." "You always do," she said, voice fading as she leaned back in her chair. Death placed a gentle hand on her shoulder, not to take, only to comfort. When the nurse found her an hour later, the doctor was still asleep in her chair, peaceful for once, as though she'd made peace with something larger than exhaustion. And Death, true to his word, was gone.